These are houses to survive a zombie apocalypse. Only for millionaires. From a mega mansion withdrawn from all civilization, in the most hidden place on the planet, but with all the eccentricities necessary for an Arab chic, to a new mega mancio, Salander who earned $10 million. Welcome to the Millionaires Club, the only channel in the world suitable for people who want to become millionaires. New Zealand's $9 million mancio. Former dug under 80 meters of shale and basalt in the Southern Alps, is one of the formation's most stable geological sites on the planet. Its structure, 12 meters diameter with seismic shock absorber, latest generation, are the same foundations and technology adapted for oil platforms. Has 36 steel piles that penetrate to the mantle, rock and alternating layers of conomatic concrete, which is a mineral that absorbs neutrons and polyethylene. 5% efficiency borate. Has a thermographic camouflage, is a copper mesh that equals the outside temperature, and a phantom system that generates false echoes on radars causing interference. Electromagnetic, to lie about their location to the GPS devices that attempt to locate it. Also features Guardian robots, Mk9 models with non-lethal weaponry, from sticky gel and microtaser, and a sound angle of 40 Hertz that is to animals. Has a system 7-stage liability with ceramic filters and activated carbon cleaning the necessary water in the house and recycling to recover 99% of the salt water. Has an aerophonic vertical coil, 12 crop levels with yields of 1 T per month and alternative protein from a cricket hatchery, which is 65% protein. 20 times more efficient than meat and energy. Deep geothermal energy with a 4 kilometers probe that takes advantage 150-degree gradients and a reserve of graphene supercaptors. Inside the mansion, there is an autonomous hospital, a robotic operating room, a surgical arm the Davi, Chichi with 3D printing organ bench, and a genetic bank, which has 10,000 samples, cryogenized species including extinct species, a sunlight simulator, from full-looking lasers emitting the cycle, circadian and a Zen guard. What is the biophilic ecosystem? With sounds of nature in 8D. To this mansion, the government, New Zealander, has the right of proprietary use, and in case of national emergency, can be used by political high command. According to clauses 12b, the purchase contract is prohibited. We continue with Florida's zombie-proof mancio, 15 million, with foundations made of piles, 25 meters steel, to contain Category 5 South. Has a 20 meters wide moat with a coral barrier, official to deter swimmers, and a carbon fiber covered roof, with 60-degree slopes, which makes it impossible to climb. The materials with which they built this mansion is with Hermoglass glass, 15 centimeters thick and resistant to axe caliber. 51 coating, with silver nanoparticles on all surfaces. Has 15,000 volts electrified fences with sensors that criminalize between animals and humans and several trench containment traps. Hidden with retractable steel spikes, there are drones that are as active countermeasures and fly over constantly the perimeter of the mancio. Sunten and Total Co. Ability to inject botulinum toxins, and a sound cannon the rat, which generates 100 decibels to disable intruders. This armament easily could be qualified as a war arsenal or used as a military level. In fact, this mansion is equipped with a submarine to escape in case of a raid or that for some reason any method of the house was being, or in case its bodywork can no longer stand the storm. Fires has a secret tunnel to escape directly to the submarine and getting lost underwater, with provisions for up to 12 days to be hiding in the safe house in California, with a price tag of 20 United States dollars million. Has a strategic location that allows you to be zombie-proof, excavated in a granite mountain in Santa Monica, taking advantage of a geological formation stable dating from the dinosaur period. The bedrock proportion A, natural radiation protection, nuclear explosions and seismic attacks. Has resistance, certified to magnitude 9 earthquakes, i.e. of the highest that have existed in the history of mankind. Was created with an outer layer of concrete, 2 meters reinforced with Kevlar fiber, equivalent to bunkers milli remove is no and rat. A medium layer of subsea grade stainless steel, 5 centimeters for lighting, corrosion, and humidity, and a 10 millimeters lead inner layer for radiological isolation. In addition to the ventilation system, assembled with the P8H14 filters that are used in the laboratory level for bio and chemical scrutineers who neutralize toxins such Saring has defenses as access doors. Modelo's bow by 9000 the 3T with mechanisms, hydraulic and 12 interlocking points to prevent an intruder from break the door and enter the house as if nothing had happened. In fact, to enter, fingerprint authentication required, retinal scan and verbal code. The escape tunnels are 800 meters passageways, with exits camouflaged as sewers. Urban areas has a network of cameras of 20 thermal units with artificial intelligence that identify human movement patterns. Are equipped with darts, sedatives, several automatic turrets located at strategic points, and titanium net launchers have self-sufficiency. Survival series engineering put them a primary source of water, a subway aquifer with 300 meters deep wells, and a treatment with watercolor systems. X9 combining reverse osmosis. The and ozonation of a herb of more than 120 OOOL in stainless steel. In addition, their food is from main warehouses from 45,000 meals, globalized from options, gourmet as lobster and black truffle, and 400 square meters of crops. Hydroponics with full spectrum illuminations has in fact received stress tests and managed to put out a forest fire 2 weeks without damage, at least for years ago. We continue with the Zombie Pro of France, earned 30 United States dollars million, built with medieval architecture. The hero of the 13th century is reinforced with walls that cover internally with carbon Kevlar, which is a resistance equivalent to 2 millions of concrete, equipped with automatic starter launchers, have a range of 200 meters with laser-assisted precision. As in the times of the 3 wise men, who were shooting their beauties in their shoulders, has a starch suspensio, modified that solidifies the impact and trap intruders without drowning them, and several 12-inch chargers, automatic crossbow projectiles with tips of boron chloride that penetrate, bulletproof vests, and several electrified battlements with high voltage and a 5-second cycle to avoid fatal electrocution. Have ebulizers, perimeters that release benzalkonium chloride aerosol, which is a disinfectant of grade. Hospital is self. From subway galleries, windmills to generate energy. It also has a war room, a holographic map with satellites in real time, and shafts with rotating spears that function as mechanical traps. ACTIVAT more than 30 by kilograms to avoid hunting infant children or animals, but anything over 30 kilograms is strong enough to attack. Therefore, the trap is activated and can cut the leg. We continue with Norway's Mansio, an $18 million apocalypse base with 60 centimeters walls thickness with aerogel core and heating. Are 4 nanotubes. Has foundations thermo with piles with glycol circulation at -60 degrees centigrade counts with protection against polar storms. For this purpose, they created carbon fiber retractable geodesic with induction heating and access tunnels. Pressurizados, maintaining 15 degrees Celsius with winds of 200 kilometers per hour. Sensors that identify movements 10 kilometers away. To prepare and warn to all members of the house to be completely ready for what is to come. An ice penetration radar that detects activity under 50 meters diameter, can bury threats in minutes, and operate at -50 degrees Celsius with 3rd generation thermal cameras. As this mansion is located in a place where you can really die of hypothermia, so cold in Norway, has an Arctic defense system, seismic sensors that identify movements 10 kilometers away, and detect activity under 50 meters of snow, can bury threats in minutes, and have drones. Snow owl operating at -50 degrees with 3rd generation thermal cameras. You have self-sufficiency, a polar circle Asalma, Arctic with and a spectrum prototype that simulates 16 hours of daily thermoelectric generators that take advantage thermal gradients, ocean atmosphere, and to units of portable nuclear reactors. You have polar medical technology that can attempt to revive for people, and a vaccine bank with 500 doses of all types stored at -80 degrees Celsius. The base is connected by tunnels, submarines to the global vault of seeds developed 120 kilometers away. We continue with the Sierra Bunker Mansion in Singapore, with a cost of 95 million United States dollars, has 35 levels to 250 meters deep. A double structure, structural propeller elevators, pneumatic lines and pipes, has defense shields for megacity defenses, a liquid wall with fluid retention, no Newtonian on impact, and controlled acid clouds that dissolve carbo, has a counterattack with nanotwork launchers and swarm drones, to more than 1,000 coordinated vertical agriculture 200 crop levels, which is equivalent to 800 hectares, and system automated aquaponic, also plasma, are containing oxygen without gas, and molecular recycling of plastics. This is from lunar simulation in Chile. 110 milio, a triple main geodesic dome, aerogel layer self-repairing membrane, and has interpressure, one that improves oxygenation and a support system vital with artificial photosynthesis of chlor reactors, synthetic and urine recycling, advanced to recover water, has an iron barrier to resist nuclear attacks with a protection equivalent to 5 meters of water, and synthetic regolith walls, has a detection system, an atmospheric leader that reaches 50 kilometers, and neutron sensors detecting radioactive material meters around it with extreme crops, transgenic plants growing in toxic soil, fungi decomposing bioremediators, oil and innovative energy, refactors miniature thorium and hydrogen storage, metallic have a protein shortage, in vitro and cryopreservation of tachitos and humanoids, maintenance with swarm of nano repairers. We continue with the high-tech dome day of Villa Japa, earned 25 United States dollars and is discovered in the mountains Agano, a low-risk area, seismic despite being from Japan, and thanks to a 1,200-year-old meter rock bed, has ground dampers tuned to 3 OT of fluid, with adjustable viscosity in milliseconds, and with 40 centimeters thick airtight doors. Vacuum seal, which makes it impossible to open if you do not have the key, does not recognize you in the facial recognition, has an emerging flotation system. The village can rise 15 meters above, telescopic pillars, an integrated security network, from robots guardians to only MK2 with a height of 2 meters and 1 laser, low frequency that generates temporary blindness, and 50,000 volts conductive networks, has Torres of cultivation, vertical of 200 square meters equivalent to 8 traditional hectares, and selected species as transgenic quinoa with 3 harvests, and biofortified sweet potatoes, as if you were preparing to consume high-protein foods with high nutritional value. In case of an apocalypse, the house has energy management, from hydrogen fuel cells to transparent solar panels in all windows, solid-state battery storage, and flatheels for peak demand. Has water treatment from recovery systems, closed, which recycles 90 and 9.3% of membrane the water distillation, with mineral recovery. Just like the previous mansion we saw, that one also has an operating room and an organ bench with printers 3D, of fabrics with the ability to create ski, and a room with negative pressure and chemical exclusions, and a scanner daily body that detects molecular anomalies. Stress tests managed to survive in 2020, an earthquake without structural damage, and a tunnel straight to a bunker. Secret military 3 kilometers away. For this one too, has a direct connection to the government. We continue with the mansion stranded in the middle of the one on Tuesday in Arizona. Costs 14 United States dollars with adobe walls, local soil mixing compound, aerogel and basalt fibers, to passive cooling towers, with ancestral systems, modernized Persians that maintain them 22 degrees inside. We continue with the art pyramid of the Maldives, 75 milio. Is a pyramid, 7-level with ultra-porous concrete floats, and a system 200T rigid steel ball mobile. has a turbine ring, submarines that generate vortices, deterrence, and a 500 volts electrical discharge network. On-lethal entries, 300-unit photoelectric units generating more than 150 of energy, a nurse shark pay, which are protection and a meat bridge, and several animal farms, marine foodstuffs that may be of high performance. Approximate 1T per month. Has a submarine, private with capacity for 20 people and 6-month autonomy, with sea or to algal recycling system. 80-speed solar hydroelectric knots and 5T load capacity. Has an emergency desalination plant and 20,000 flash evaporation per day technology. Cryogenic storage for 1 million liters. Has an inflatable operating room, an artificial organ bench. In the event of a tsunami, the structure has the ability to partially dive. Semi-submarine mode to avoid satellite detection. We continue with the neo-Gothic citadel. Scotland, United Kingdom, $40 million this mancio. Has living stones, sandstone blocks with carbon nanowires. Self-repairing 0.2 millimeters per year. Defensive stained glass windows with 20 centimeters dragon glass. 50 caliber bullet resistant with intermediate layers of thermochromic aerogol. And a vertical defense system from at least and intelligent 120. Loopholes with automatic microarray launchers. To a pit. Ecological content. Extremophilus bacteria that digest organic matter in minutes. Also a mill, which can fire up to 300 arrows per minute. And you can cultivate carnivorous plants to avoid any toxic bug or to be around your house. We continue time capsule stay in New Zealand, 65 United States dollars million. You would be able living in this New Zealand paradise is encapsulated with molten basalt and alloy damping with shape memory. Thermoelectric generators and batteries, betavoltaic that have half a century's useful life for self-sufficiency, passive and an inert soil, activated that contains all the necessary nutrients in case of malnutrition or dehydration, a precision autonomous atomic clock of 1 second over 100 million and technological seed devices that contain everything to restart civilization.